Hey there, Roadrunners. I'm Tom Davis, and spring has finally awoken. We've got some pretty awesome events coming up in the next week, from Pride Prom to Tuesday Night Live. But first, I'm going to send you over to Kevin at the Spring Musical.
All right, guys, the spring musical this year is called Spring Awakening, and it opens April 11th at 8 p.m. right where I'm standing in the Sharp Theater. And one of the stars that play, Rachel, who plays Anna in the play. Now tell us what this story is all about, Anna.
Okay, so Spring Awakening is basically a play about a group of teenagers discovering what the world is outside of their society, because for a really long time they have been shoved into this world that adults shut everything out to them. They have no idea what sex is. They go to church every day. They do exactly what their parents do. So a revolution basically starts, and these kids start to discover themselves and different things, and it goes on from there. Chaos ensues.
Chaos ensues. Sounds about right after that story you just shared. We'll be back with 3 more stars from this play. Let's toss it back to campus.
Ramapo Pride will be hosting its annual semi-formal dance event. This dance welcomes all of LGBTQ community and allies and is completely free.
All right, guys, I am inside the Sharp Theater here, high above the set that is still being constructed for the Spring Awakening musical. And one of the stars of that musical is the man standing next to me, Mr. Nick D'Ambrosia. Nick, thank you very much for taking the time.
Thanks.
Now, you play an interesting role in this play. You play sort of multiple roles. You are the adult male. Tell us about that.
Well, the adult man is, like you said, representative of all of the adults in this town that these kids interact with. And since the musical, is seen primarily through the eyes of the children, all of the adults are seen as like the same terrible sort of being. So that's why it's interesting having one person play. I play 9 specifically. 9 different characters, yeah.
Wow.
And it's very interesting dichotomy how each of those adults interacts with each of the different children, and how one can have a relationship with one that is completely different than the relationship another one has with him. And it's a very, like I said, it's interesting and it's a challenge for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a lot to take on as an actor. But let's talk about the set back here.
Yeah.
This is an amazing set. It's still being put together. But you were telling me some interesting things before about it. What was that?
Yeah, this thing's a behemoth. It's bigger than anything I've ever been on. It's got, I believe the platform that the band is actually going to be playing on is, I believe, 15 feet in the air. 15 feet, yeah. And I'm also the only actor that actually has to climb up that ladder and weave through the band during the show to get on there. I'm the lucky guy. The one with the crippling fear of heights is the one they send up to the tallest part of the set.
Awesome. All right, well, we'll be back with more inside the Sharp Theater here with Spring Awakening.
Tuesday Night Live is putting on another great event. On April 15th at 10 p.m. in Friends Hall, come out and see Mayhem Poets, what New York Times calls The Simpsons meets Malcolm X at a Notorious B.I.G. concert. This hip-hop comedic performing group is sure to put on a show, and we hope to see you there.
I am back here inside the Sharp Theater, once again high above the set that's still being constructed, with another star of the Spring Awakening musical, Miss Leah, who plays Venla, a 14-year-old in the play, so a little younger than your actual age. But she is an interesting character. She's an information seeker. So tell us about her.
Yes, well, at the start of the show, you see Venla looking out into the audience, and she's looking into a mirror, and she's looking at her body, and she's noticing that it's developing and she's getting older. But because of the time period that she lives in, she doesn't really understand what's happening to her, and she doesn't have the answers that she needs. So kind of throughout the show, she's continuing to look for answers, and she finds them, or she thinks she can find them, or meets someone who she thinks has the same sort of questions. A character, Melchior. So the two of them, when they meet and they get to know each other, they try to find the answers within one another, and that's kind of where everything goes wrong.
Nice, a very interesting character for sure.
Yeah.
Once again, it opens April 11th here inside the Sharp Theater, and we'll be back with more from Spring Awakening. I am back here inside the Sharp Theater, this time with the male lead from the Spring Awakening musical, opening April 11th. Brendan, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by.
How you doing?
Now, you play Melchior, who's
Yes.
sort of the smartest guy in the room, probably knows he's the smartest guy in the room.
Absolutely, yeah. My character basically is sort of a rebellious sort of figure, and because I know a little more than all of the other kids in my age group do, I want to explore that and be able to teach everyone through, my story of, what we can accomplish if we all stick together and try to become individuals unto oneself.
And now this musical opens April 11th.
Yep, opening night is April 11th. We're going to have 2 weekends, the 11th through the 13th. And then the following weekend is April 17th to 19th, all at 8 p.m. shows, and you can get tickets from the Barry Center box office downstairs.
Awesome. Be sure to check it out, guys. Opens April 11th once again. Spring Awakening.